All right. Okay, I think we're probably going to have two more videos, so let's get on it. So the first one and the next one is about reference angles. Okay, we haven't talked about reference angles, so I guess there is a little more theory this section. Okay, and all a reference angle is it's an angle between 0 and 90 that basically, or 0 and pi over 2, that basically is the angle. Okay, not really, but it's sort of like, it gives you sort of a reference to the angle. Okay, so drawing an axis. Here, if we have theta, our reference angle is just theta. Okay, so let's call it theta r. Okay, now here though, for example, if we have an angle, then the reference angle is the angle to the closest x-axis. Okay, so that's really what it is. So angle to the nearest x-axis. Okay, so here, for example, in the second quadrant, if we're given an angle theta, theta r is either 180 degrees minus theta or pi minus theta, depending on if you're in radians or degrees or radians. Okay. Here in the third quadrant, okay, it's just going to be this angle. Okay, so it's just, let me draw that actually. So here's theta r. Okay. Let's do that again. Okay, but let's draw now the let's now draw the third quadrant one. Okay, so if we're in this quadrant, okay, this is theta, okay, but this little piece is theta r. Okay, so here, theta r is theta minus 180 degrees or theta minus pi. Of course, depending on whether you're in degrees or radians. Okay, let's do one more for the fourth quadrant. Okay, so if we're in the fourth quadrant, let's say we have an angle here. Okay, this is our angle theta, and this is our angle theta r, our reference angle. Okay, so there, what we're going to get is our theta r is 360 minus theta or 2 pi minus theta. Okay, now I'm not really into memorizing formulas, and I don't think that you should memorize these formulas because they should just hopefully make sense to you. Okay, so rather than memorizing them, try to understand where these formulas come from. Okay, so let's do a couple of problems. Let's do 40. Find the reference angle. And the angle is 500 degrees. Okay, now here's a problem. 500 degrees is outside of one revolution of the circle. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do what I'm going to call mod out the revolution of the circle. Okay, so 500 degrees equals 360 degrees plus 140 degrees. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, so now the 360 degrees, that basically takes us one whole rotation. And now we're just looking at 140 degrees. Well, where's 140 degrees? 140 degrees, basically right about here. Okay, you know that 140 degrees is bigger than 90, so it's bigger than a quarter of the way around, but it's less than 180. Okay. Okay, so that means that you have to find this angle. Okay, so we're going to take our theta r here is equal, that's just going to be 180 degrees minus 140 degrees. That's 40 degrees. Okay. Oh, let's do one more. So let's move this problem out of the way a little bit. Make it just a tad bit smaller. Tad more bit smaller. There it goes. Perfect. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do 44. So we're going to find the reference angle. And here we're looking at 28 pi over 6. Again, we're going to have to mod out, I think that's actually the right term too, but I don't know, the rotations. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, you know what, 28, how do I divide that by 6? Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this as 24 pi over 6 plus 4 pi over 6. Is that right? Why would they write that? Why wouldn't they just write 14 pi over 3? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to have a talk with the writers of this book. Okay, so it's even the same thing though. Once we do this, 14 pi over 3, we can write this as 12 pi over 3 plus 2 pi over 3. Okay, either way, we're going to get to 4 pi plus 2 pi over 3. Now, 4 pi, this is 2 full rotations. Okay, this is 2 full rotations. So now we have to figure out, where does 2 pi over 3 fit in? Well, 2 pi over 3 is actually on our unit circle too, right? 2 pi over 3, that's going to be in the second quadrant again. Okay, 2 pi over 3. You want to think about it. One of the ways to think about it is 2 pi over 3 is less than 3 pi over 3 and bigger than, well, pi over 2. We'll just check that. Let's make it 6 now. So 3 pi over 6 less than, maybe that's why they use 6. I don't know. Okay, but pi over 2, that's the boundary for the, these are the boundaries for the second quadrant. Okay, so we're going to take our reference angle is going to be pi minus 2 pi over 3 is pi over 3. Okay. Let me write that other one there. Okay. All right. I'll see you all in a new video shortly.